Hello there. Can you guess what we're talking about in today's science lesson? There is a great big clue right in front of you. Here it is. That's right, we are talking about teeth. And we're just going to revise the different types of teeth in your mouth, their functions, and then we'll have a look at the structure of a tooth and we'll talk about tooth decay. So, let's start. So, the main bone that forms your mouth and holds your teeth is called your jaw. And if you look at this great big mouth here, you will see that the jaw is made up of an upper jaw and a lower jaw. And both jaws hold your teeth. And this pink area you can see around your jaw is what you'd actually see inside your mouth, and it is called your gums. You can see right there. Okay. So basically, when you're born, you drink milk. So you don't actually need any teeth. That's why you haven't got any. And then you form your first set of teeth, which are called your milk teeth. Now, when you're about 6-ish onwards, those milk teeth start to fall out and your adult teeth start to form. And once your adult teeth fall out, if they fall out because you haven't looked after them, then they won't grow back again and you'll need replacements, which is why you should look after your teeth. Now, there are different kinds of teeth in your mouth for different jobs. Okay, you can see here, you've got some flat ones here, some slightly pointy ones here, and some fatter ones at the back with flat surfaces. If you take a look in the mirror, you'll be able to see the variety of teeth you have in your mouth. So, I've got the 3 different types of teeth in front of me. Well, they're not real teeth, they're models. This first tooth is called an incisor. Now, the incisors are the flat teeth at the front. I've got 2 big ones there and 2 big ones there, and they are for cutting. Now, if you look really carefully, if you look at my teeth and you look at your teeth, you'll see the white bit is what we see really carefully, but in our gums, we can't actually see this bit. But this part is called the root of your tooth, and it actually holds your tooth inside your mouth or inside your gums. If you think about a plant has got roots, okay? So if a plant didn't have roots and it was a windy day, it would blow around and it would whip off. So it's got roots to anchor it into the ground, and so do your teeth. So this is an incisor which we cut with. Now, the next tooth is called a canine. And they are slightly pointy. You can have a look at mine there. Slightly pointy. Now, these are for tearing. They're for tearing food. So if you have something like meat, something chewy, and you need to tear it off the bone, those are the teeth that you need. If you are a carnivore, or if you think about carnivores like dogs and lions and tigers, you'll see that their canines are really, really sharp, because they use them to pierce their prey and tear off the flesh. Okay? And the last teeth are these ones called molars. Now, molars have got a flat top, and that's because when they go into your mouth, your tongue pushes all the food backwards and you have to grind it down before you can swallow it. So the flat surface of your molar helps you to chew and grind your food. Now, you actually have inside your mouth, I don't know if you can see, some smaller molars first and then some big ones at the back. And those are called your premolars and then your molars. And basically, in your second set of teeth, you have 32 adult teeth. You get about 28 of them first. And then when you're from 16 onwards, you get 4 teeth right at the back, which are called your wisdom teeth. Sometimes they come easily, sometimes there are problems. Mine just whipped up and there were no problems, but you might have heard people talking about their wisdom teeth. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to go through a little PowerPoint with you, and we are going to learn what a tooth actually looks like inside and what causes tooth decay. Right then, let's start by looking at the structure of the tooth. The diagram here shows a cross-section of a tooth. So by that I mean, imagine that you have a single tooth and you slice it vertically downwards, right in the middle, then this is what you would see inside. So a tooth has a crown, which is the white part above the gum, and a root. So here is the crown, which is the white part above the gum. This is your gum line, and this is your root. So let's go through the different parts in more detail. Now, the tooth is actually made up of 3 layers. First of all, there's the enamel. That's the white substance which protects your teeth and covers a softer material inside called dentine. So the enamel is actually the hardest substance in your body. Dentine is the main part of your tooth though. It's much softer than enamel and it does need protecting because it wears away really easily. And then finally you have the pulp, which is the soft centre of the tooth containing nerves and blood vessels. And if you ever get toothache, that's because your teeth have decayed a little bit, and basically when you're eating food or anything like that, or the air is getting through to your nerves and causing your toothache. So let's look at human dental diseases. There are 2 types of dental disease in human beings. The first one is tooth decay, and you can see that obviously in this picture. If you have a look at these black bits here. And the second one is gum disease, and you can see that very clearly as well. These gums are swollen and they are red, and actually they should be flat and light pink if they are healthy. Now, what causes these dental diseases? Wow, they're both caused by bacteria which lives in something called plaque, which can be found on your teeth and your gums. I'm sure you've seen it. Here it is. So right at the top of the teeth and the gums, there's some yellowy substance, and that's called plaque, and it contains bacteria. And basically, it's a sticky, almost invisible film which covers your teeth, and it's made up from the saliva in your mouth, and food as well. So in that plaque you have bacteria, saliva and food. Now, tooth decay happens in children and teenagers, but can happen in adults as well, and it can destroy a tooth completely. If you look at these teeth here, you can see how discoloured they are. Well, if your teeth decay is so bad, you get holes in your teeth and then they can get ruined. So that's why you need to keep brushing your teeth to wash that plaque away. Okay, and these are the sorts of things that cause the disease. It's these things here that are the biggest culprits, or one of the culprits, and that's sugar. So the main causes are bacteria and sugar, and basically what happens is the germs or the bacteria turn sugar into acid, and the acid rots your teeth. Okay, this is the way a tooth decays, and we're going to show it in pictures. So here's our cross section of our tooth. So the enamel is attacked and a cavity begins. So imagine this tooth is covered in plaque, and whoever's tooth it is hasn't brushed it for a while, and they're eating lots of sugary foods. Well, that bacteria turns the sugar into an acid, and the acid rots the enamel. So the decay now has gone right down into the dentine, and that's softer than the enamel, and therefore it's going to decay quite quickly. Our next diagram shows us that the actual decay has gone all the way down into the pulp, and it spreads so quickly through the pulp to the end of the root. At this point, an abscess forms which can cause pain and swelling in the face. Now, usually you'll go to the dentist, and I hope you all go really, really regularly, and they will spot when decay starts. They'll either ask you to brush your teeth more frequently, or you might get something called a filling, where they fill in this gap here in the enamel so that your decay stops and doesn't go as far. If the decay goes right down to your roots, then you're in trouble really, because that's when you get your abscesses and infections, and it isn't very nice. Okay,
How can we prevent dental decay? I'm sure you know the answer already. The more often you eat sugar and the longer it stays on your teeth, the more acid will be made by the germs or the bacteria. And that's what causes the tooth decay. So, try not to be an all-day sweet sucker. Cut out sugary snacks between meals. Save your sweets and eat them all in one go. So it's better to eat them all in one go than to keep sucking them all day, because if you keep sucking them all day, there's going to be a film of sugar over your teeth all day long. Better still, try foods without sugar in them, such as nuts, crisps, cheese, fruit and savoury biscuits. Not sugary ones, savoury ones. Now here's a few important dental health messages for you. Remember to change your toothbrush when the bristles lose their shape. Buy a brush with a straight handle and a small head. And it doesn't matter which way you brush your teeth as long as you clean them thoroughly and regularly. Okay, so let's just finish with a few reminders. Avoid sugary snacks and drinks between meals. Clean the teeth and gums twice a day with a fluoride toothpaste. Most toothpaste you buy these days contain something called fluoride. Always brush your teeth before going to bed, and then don't drink anything afterwards. Perhaps water is fine, but don't drink anything sweet or acidic like juice afterwards. And visit the dentist regularly. At your age, you should all be going to the dentist every 6 months. Right then, now on to our activities.
You have a choice of activities today. The first one is to open the document called Cross-Section of a Tooth, and you should have this piece of work there. And all you have to do for this is to draw the cross-section of the tooth and use the words underneath to label the different parts. That's the simplest activity. If you're feeling a bit more adventurous, you can actually make a model of a tooth like this. It's called building up a tooth. Hold it a bit closer. So first of all, we've got the outside of your tooth, which is your gums and your crown. Those are the bits you can see. So down here we have the root, and here we're going to have your crown. But when you open it, you can start to see the inside of your tooth. You can see the layer of dentine, which is underneath your enamel, which is here. But then if you fold that over, you can see that underneath the layer of dentine, going deeper into your tooth, you have the soft pulp. And if you go even further, you'll see that inside the soft pulp, you have got blood vessels and nerve endings. And then basically you have built up a tooth. Once you've done that, you can have a go at labelling your diagrams. Now, just in case you think you can't remember all of that, there's a document you can download, look at, print out, whatever you like. So you can have the coloured parts of the tooth, or if you're feeling more adventurous, you can have a black and white version of the activity and colour it yourself. And just in case you're not 100% sure of what to do, there's an instruction sheet. So I hope you enjoy doing your activity and you've enjoyed learning about your teeth. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.